Of the Ramsey Show. Did you know the Ramsey Show is one of the most popular podcasts in the world? Subscribe or follow today wherever you listen to podcasts.
Alrighty, here we go. I will be, looks like I gotta type that over again. I'll just be putting some links into the chat while waiting for some people to get into the chat. If they are. Some days there's nobody. That's okay. I do it anyway. Where are we at? Why is it not going to YouTube? Test. That went to YouTube. Let's see, we'll get started in just a second. Actually, more like a minute. Okay, enter. And that time it went through. Weird. Wonder why it didn't go through before. Alright, email anything. Coach, it's right there, but I'm putting it in the chat too. CoachDmoney@gmail.com. Donations. PayPal.me/Coach Steve Money, and that is right down here. That's the donation link. All right, because as you can see, 322 subscribers is great. It's way more than I had a month ago, but that's still not 1,000. It needs to be 1,000 before it can get monetized by the YouTube, and therefore then receive super chats, and of course payment for watch hours. Yeah, I'll tell you that too, Casey. It's just stupid. Not funny. Getting old. Oh, let's see. There it is. Might turn this into a investing song. Bye day. 7 a.m. waking up in the morning. Gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs. Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. Seeing everything, the time is going. Ticking on and on, everybody's rushing. Gotta get down to the bus stop. Gotta catch my bus. I see my friends kicking in the front seat, sitting in the back seat. Gotta make my mind up for what's it can I take. It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday, Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying, yeah. Budgeting, yeah. Fun. Looking forward to the weekend. What up, Mike Waller? We also have a baby step song. Listen for the drum taps. Have to hit play, apparently. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step two, you'll pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of the charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. Stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and why I host this after show. If you don't like results you're getting now, then you should do the baby step. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Step 4 is when you can take a breath and go less gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all, or no college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. And now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Live from Columbus, OH, it's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, brought to you by Tina Scher, the Queen of Sheba. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial, and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. The link's at the top of the chat and also in the video description below. You can email me about anything, yes, anything, at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can reach me on Instagram, add me on the gram, Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And if you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, that'd be paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. All right, got to check on the chat there. I see Matt Daniels did his wall of text there. Boom, 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 boom. Sitting in the truck, that's not that fun. Happy birthday to great Auntie Sue. All right, that's pretty tame today, Matt Daniels. Not a bizarre take today. So I think that'll be all right. What's in Little Rock? Mike Waller? Warmer temperatures, probably. Depends on where you are, I guess. Oh, forgot to prepare this one. That's a little behind the scenes stuff where I get stuff ready. As you can see, Dave's new book, Baby Steps Millionaire, is available now. Also, last night they had the Building Wealth in 2022 event, and that is available on the YouTube. That is there should be a link to that on every Ramsey personality page, the highlights page as well. I think the highlights page is where it lives, but there should be a link to it on all the personalities pages, as well as the Ramsey Show full episodes channel. Should be a link to that if you'd like to see that live event from last night. And Dave's book came out on the 11th, which was Tuesday, and apparently that's why he worked on last Friday. And after over a year of not working on Fridays, he worked 2 in a row, and apparently wanted to sell some books. So always be closing if you want the nightstand. So that's what Dave was doing, and Dave was the Dave was the host today. As I said, he worked today. And Mod was like, "Can we make it 3 in a row?" I said, Magic 8 Ball says doubtful. I don't know. I don't know that he would do that. Just, I mean, I guess, every day he's on and he could talk about the book more. He might sell more books, but who knows? Who knows? So we will see. And co-host was his daughter, Rachel Cruz, host of the Rachel Cruz Show, and also author of Know Yourself, Know Your Money. And of course, my joke that I like to do is the Baby Step 2 version of that, which is Know Yourself, Know Your Money. So, yeah, kind of a dad joke. Market report, and the Nasdaq is the most up after being the banks, as it says right there. Big banks get pummeled. As you can see on the earnings calendar, Chase and two other banks reported earnings today, this morning, as a matter of fact. I'm trying to remember who it was. Citi, maybe? Citi and maybe BlackRock? I can't remember. But 2 other ones. And apparently they did not, they failed to make earnings. So not getting enough interest, I guess. Not making enough loans. And so you can see the NASDAQ the most up. So I will prematurely claim the crown for fantasy mutual funds today. Since I am a NASDAQ type fund, large cap fund heavy in my portfolio, so I will be claiming that. S&P not down, not up a whole bunch, but still not down, which is better than nothing. And as we talked about the volatility index right here yesterday, that is the index just showing you how volatile the market is. And when it goes up, which it's mostly up here, as you can see, it's down. So the volatility is down from yesterday when everything was down, including the NASDAQ was down over 2.5%. So that was not, I did not win fantasy mutual funds for yesterday. Definitely not. Alrighty, let's see if there's anything on the chat. 19 degrees in Bluefield, Minnesota. Yeah, that's chilly It was in the teens here early this week, but it is 33 degrees here in Columbus, OH, today. So, let's see. What next? Oh, we checked the I'm thrown off because I went down to the earnings calendar early. Normally I talked about all the indexes first, the indices, and then I look to see whose earnings are being reported. And as you can see, Microsoft coming up on the 25th, Boeing on the 26th, Tesla, always a good indicator of what the market is going to do. If they have good news to report, the market generally shoots up. Same with Apple. So, and the most followed single stocks on the Google. Let's see, probably the most up looks like Microsoft is the winner of these today, 1.77%. And apparently something that, because it was kind of down all day today, and something must have happened near the end of the day, or people just decided, oh wait, these companies aren't this cheap, I should buy some more of those. So, but just rare for Tesla today in that it's not up more or down more than 3%. Normally, the average day, it either goes up 3 or more percent or goes down 3 or more percent. So, wild fluctuations on that, but mostly up for the move the chat out of the way. Mostly, let's see. That's the 1 day. Yeah, as you can see, 6 months up. One month up from a month ago. Not quite as high as that, but yeah. I mean, definitely way up over the 5 years. Let's see. Jim Handler. I think people would like to know more about specific funds to invest in. I know Dave can't give specifics, and I'm going to decline to do that as well, because the same reason Dave does. He's not licensed to do that. He is not an investment professional, so he doesn't have that license. And so he wants you to get it from an advisor that you can spend more than YouTube time with, that you can actually spend time with, so they can teach you about the market. Now, sometimes there's cases where people, they just will not pay for investing advice. In that case, S&P 500 index fund, and be done with it. And then you don't ever have to change it out either. But sometimes if you do the managed mutual funds, they can make more than the index, but you may have to change them out every couple of years or something like that. Let's see. So no specific funds. Dave does give you the specific categories. 25% each is what he recommends. 15% of gross income is what you should be investing until you have the house paid off. And that is, of course, dependent on you being out of debt first and have your full emergency fund, which those are baby steps 2 and 3. And then you would have baby step 4, which is investing. And so if you're at that spot, but you do have a mortgage, keep your investing to 15%. And so Dave does tell you to put 25 of that 15%, put 25% each in small cap, mid cap, large cap, and international mutual funds. And what you do, if you want to try to teach yourself about it, you want to try to learn about it, I mean, that's what I did on the internets, and have been fairly successful. You look for a track record of at least 10 years, more is better. And you want it to be, like I said, in those categories. So you want to look at funds in each individual category, and then look at the track record on them and see how, pick like 2 or 3 of them that have a good track record and see how they compare, and pick a good one that way. Let's see, any thoughts on Nationwide NASDAQ 100 risk management ETF? Dave doesn't do ETFs. I know the kids. I know a lot of kids and a lot of people. Even, I mean, most people are kids to me, but a lot of people like it because they don't want to have to bother doing research. So they just do an ETF index. So yeah, but as far as like individual companies, um, ETFs that are index based, no, they all have. I mean, people love to come in the Ramsey chat and go VOO, 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 or VTI. And, you know, those, the V in front of it gives it away. Those are Vanguard stocks. And you don't have to be at Vanguard. You can go somewhere else. And even if you go somewhere else, you could still buy that Vanguard fund if you wanted to. But you don't have to. So, yeah, Dave says the 40% of managed mutual funds beat the index and make enough to pay for any fees associated with and still beat the index. And so the ones I have done that. So they are out there, but you may have to check on them. You can't just buy it once and then keep that money in that same fund your whole rest of your life. With an index fund you could, but you're not making as much money. Especially with you, Mike Waller, you want to make the most money, right? You want to make the money, yeah. And you, this is just what I was telling you earlier, Mike. You gotta decide what you want to do. Do you want to make the most money, or do you want to have the least trouble? You're going through a lot of trouble now doing all your different types of diversification as you see it, doing all different types of investing in different funds and such. And so you got to just decide if that's worth it to you. It's worth it to me to make more money than the index. So, and because that's all I'm doing, I'm not doing all the other stuff that you're doing, and I'm not going to do, I have no interest in being a landlord whatsoever, because you either got to put in a lot of work yourself or pay someone to manage it for you. And that takes away from your profits. So, yeah. What up, Mary Perry Smith? I'm glad you found me. Maddie Bags making making bags in a blizzard. Yep, delivering the. Hey, man, people gotta have pizza even when it's a blizzard out. You just drive safe, dog. All right, let's see. Where were we? Mary, did you miss the songs? Did you miss the me singing Friday? That's a song by a young lady from back in the, what is that? Does it say it on there? 2011. So 10 years ago. A little bit over 10 years ago that came out. A song called Friday by Rebecca Black. And it was a YouTube sensation. She just made it. She made it like you can go to a studio and make what they call a vanity video, just like basically anybody can go do it and make it just for fun. She made that one, put it on YouTube, millions of views later. She made some money off that. So yep. And of course the Baby Step song as well, which is fun. Now they copyright claim me on using the music for Love Yourself. Sorry, Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber. Sorry about that, but I'm not monetized, so it doesn't affect me to be copyright claimed. Once I get 1,000 subscribers and monetized, I guess I will stop doing that so much, or I'll get like AJ from the Ramsey So chat is supposed to make me a guitar track for the Baby Step song. So, and hopefully that won't sound, that won't be the exact music. So it won't get blasted on that. Where was I? Oh yeah, we were looking at the single stocks, and I don't know. I don't think I have anything to say about those. Do I? They're just up today, which they were not yesterday. As I said, the NASDAQ, which includes all these, is down. Was down yesterday, 2.5 something percent, 2.56 maybe, something like that. It was not a fun day for my portfolio, but today made some of that back. So It'll be all right. Still up overall. Still up over 40% overall. So good, good, good. Let's see. Jim Handler's wondering why how I'm actually able to be in Dave Ramsey live every day. That's commitment. I do computer repair for a living, and if I don't have a computer to work on, I can sit right there in front of the computer and type in the chat the whole show. Every once in a while, I will have a computer to work on, but normally, even if I have computers to do or other work to do, I've normally done them by 4 p.m. Eastern time, which is when the Ramsey Show video comes on. What is the music at the beginning of Dave's show? That is Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty. That came out in 71, I think, something like that. You go do 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 do. That one, yeah, is Baker Street, and he has used that for I think 25 plus years on the radio, and YouTube got permission to use it. I think like 2 years ago, something like that. They started, and so that is 1978. It's older than I thought it was, but yeah, Jerry Rafferty, and you can look up that. Yeah, you can look up that music at the. You can, if you haven't heard that song, the actual song of it, that's on the YouTube. You can listen to it for free. All right, was I done with this? Oh yeah, except for checking out the rest of the planet's doing. Everything down in Europe. Everything down in Asia. That might not be so good for Monday. We'll check the after hours trading right now in a second. The currencies, the euro is down against the US dollar. The US dollar is up on the Japanese yen. The US dollar is up on the British pound, love. Can't afford to get fish and chips now. The US dollar is up on the Canadian dollar, eh? It's about time that happened. And the US dollar is up on the Australian dollar, mate. No shrimp on the barbie tonight. Check our pals in crypto. They are up. They've had a rough, especially Bitcoin has had a rough month, as you can see, but picking up here from that low point right there on January 7th, picking up back some, but for the 6 months, it's still up. Just not as much as it was previously. Check my notifications. Not rude. It's just keeping it real, dog. Okay, some late... some text from my boss in Costa Rica finally coming through from early this morning. So... I don't think it's going to crash. It may go down. People are always saying there's going to be a correction. Correction is one of the fun investing words that people like to use, and they like to use correction and hedge, which means hedge is protecting yourself in case it goes down. So I do have a TikTok account. I haven't put anything on there. I am going to put the Baby Step song and the John Deloney song on there, though. I just need to make better recordings of them. The recordings of them that are in my music playlist on YouTube are horrible because those were recorded the day after I wrote them, and so I have sung them many more times since then, and so I need to re-record them. So yeah. Winners for the but to finish with, it's gonna go down. I mean, the last time you could say it crashed was the pandemic crash in that February, and it went down 33%. And what I did was follow Dave's advice, which is you don't cash out, because people that cashed out, they lost 33%. I didn't do that, and I kept buying, and so instead of not only not losing that 33%, I also made extra because I bought some when it was 33% on sale. And then 5 months later, it was back at the same level. And since then, it's been, let's take a look at that. For funsies, where are we at? Finance, and then US, and then S&P. 5-year mark, right there. It was right there. And so February 14th through March 20th. It had the low point was March 20th, and that was 33% down. And so if you bought there, you bought on sale. And if you bought on time, you buy it on time, like with every paycheck. And so you buy the same amount, 15% every paycheck. And you keep buying, and you keep buying, and you keep buying. And all of a sudden, look, just 5 short months later, it is back to the other level. And since then, it's gone way up. So this is why you don't cash out. This is why you don't freak out. So you just ride the roller coaster, and you just keep buying. Even when it's way up here, you don't stop buying and wait for a crash to buy. Although people did take advantage. There were several people that took advantage of this when this was 33% on sale, and they had hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars waiting to time the market. Then they made out like bandits. All right, a lot of questions today. I would think maybe Dallas over the Niners, but they could easily lose that game. Who else? Cincinnati probably beat the Raiders. I'm trying to remember who else is playing. Tampa Bay probably easily over the Eagles. Washington football team only lost to them by 10 points, playing with the quarterback that was on the New England Patriots practice squad 4 days before that game. So because both my quarterbacks had to pandy. So if and then of course 18 hours later, the starting quarterback comes off of the COVID list. So the game was just, I mean, they did delay the game from Sunday to Tuesday, and so, but he wasn't quite off the COVID list in time to play the game, unfortunately. Yep, buy and hold, exactly. Indiana, I'm at Purdue University, that's right. Shout out Big Ten. Let's see, is that everybody? Okay. Oh, was my name on TikTok? I haven't posted anything on there, Jim Handler, but it's the same thing. It's Coach Steve Money. So I made the account, but I didn't post anything on there yet. So, but the plan is to get those. Maybe I'll work on that this weekend. The plan is to get those songs on there. And you know, like I said, better audio recording of it, and also lyric video with the words jumping around and stuff, not just being a Google Doc sheet on my computer. So, yeah. Alrighty, so I think we did everything. Let's see what's going on here from Yahoo. Finance Dow closes lower after disappointing bank results, as I said. Wells Fargo did make money, but JP Morgan Chase went down 6%. So I'm trying to figure out what though happened, because if we look at the NASDAQ, the 1 day, you can see this is the 1 day. This is where it opened in the morning. It opened down from the dotted line going across right there. The horizontal vertical line is yesterday's close, and so it opened below that, and then went on a little wild ride today, and then it came up back to almost yesterday's close, and then it went and then at 2:29, and we often get moves in the last hour or the last 2 hours. It closes at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and so as you can see what it did, and it went and so let's check after hours trading. Of course, that, I mean, it can give an indication, but that's not necessarily how it will open on Monday. There we go. After hours. So you got the S&P and the NASDAQ up pretty big, up 0.82% for the NASDAQ. That's not going to make up for how down it was on Thursday, but it will make a chunk of it back if this is what it does, and make a percent or so on Monday. Oh no, Monday is closed. Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday, and so the stock market is closed. I am in Columbus, Ohio. That's why I knew what the Big Ten schools were. Distracted by questions. It's okay though. It's great. Love having people in the chat asking questions. I think I was done with this. I think I was done with the futures. But yeah, the futures, like the after hours trading, could be like this, and it could easily again open negative in the morning because they also have before hours trading, but that would be Tuesday because the market again is closed on the Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Amazon. Oh yeah, we already looked at it, didn't we? Because it is on here. Because that's one of the Google top track stocks. Amazon, 0.57%, so above 0.5%. So that's not bad. And what you want to think about is S&P 500 index. That's what you should base all your investing off of. S&P 500 index averages 10 to 12% a year, so that's what you are shooting for. It has been generally, whatever you've invested in has done way better than that, and the S&P 500 has done 20+% in each of the past 2 years. And so but as far as this is 0.5% in one day, and it needs to make 10% the whole year. So basically, like if you figure it needs to make 12%, it needs to be up 1% every single month. And so, do I have any? No, I would say if I had any money in single stocks, I don't see the need to do that. The only reason I have money in single stocks is if you know that you're investing in Apple in the early days. Look at Apple here, Max Life. If right here you said, "Oh, I think Apple is going to be good," and you would be right because it went up 192,200% over its life. So yeah, you know that. But I mean, do you want to buy a single stock based on this? No. No, thank you. I'll take the diversification of mutual funds. And so that would be the only reason. If you absolutely knew that, and nobody does know what the next Apple is going to be. So, and there are several stocks like that. If you'd gotten into Tesla, if you had invested in Coke, I forgot my drink. Sang 2 songs a day and no drink. Gosh, forgot it in the fridge. Oh well, we will further on. We'll feather on there. I think I did that one. All right. So this was an interesting story. This from mirror.co.uk. No thank you on that. A black box is being built that could record collapse of civilization and set to be installed on Earth. The black box, which is set to be built on the west coast of Tasmania, will be connected to the internet and will record information to help a future civilization if humanity suffers a major apocalyptic event. And I guess that would be in case say, a worldwide flood happens, or you get a catastrophic event like happened 12,500 years ago, where a huge meteorite hit the Earth, and then history's gone all of a sudden, and then we have no written record of how the pyramids were built, and a bunch of stuff like that that can't be explained, because there's no written record of how it happened. So this is like probably to keep that going. So, but I know it's connected to the internet, but I hope like they aren't recording everything, because they probably don't need any of me talking, probably, to rebuild humanity. Probably they don't need that. So hopefully they're picking and choosing what stuff to put to have it record. And so yeah, it looks like it's gonna be I don't know, I have it laying on its side though. When you make it like a building that's on a flat surface, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I enjoy tech stuff. Let's see, is this what we just did? Live updates. Yeah, we basically already did this on another Yahoo news page. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, disable ad blocker. Yeah. All right, and I never just turn it off. I always just allow the current page only. Adblock Plus, highly recommend. Except once I get monetized, I need you to not have that on so I can get money. Intel planning to build massive new semiconductor factory in Ohio, and I don't even know where it is. I saw this, and like most times, I don't read them ahead of time. I read it with you guys. Let's see what magnification we got. Let's do 125 on this so you guys can see it. Let's see, Columbus, Dateline, Columbus, Ohio, and that's from Cleveland.com. Intel is the company that has decided to build a major new computer chip factory in the Columbus, Ohio area in what could be the largest economic development project in state history, according to sources. That's cool. State officials have declined to comment. Good call on that. A subscriber exclusive story. And that, my friends, is how they get you. But this gave us the information that we needed. And if I had to guess, I'd probably say in like the southeast suburbs of Columbus, there's a bunch of like industrial park type areas and a lot of open land down there too. So that's where I would guess. I'm sure we'll hear more about that as that comes closer to happening. This from the Wall Street Journal. Google doubles down on The Office, buying London site for $1 billion. Tech giant says it's confident in the future of the physical workplace. So they think they're going to have people working at the office. Again, even though they are one of the ones that keep pushing the return to office date back. And in the United States, that may or may not be affected by the Supreme Court denying the Biden mandate, except for institutions that take Medicare and Medicaid. They are allowed to require that those individuals are vaccinated. We did that already. We did. Oh, are we done with it already? Oh my. All right. Well, let's what time is it? 6:46. A couple more minutes. Why don't we visit the land of the Reddit and see if there's any Dave questions. r/Dave Ramsey. Here we go. We go to the Dave Ramsey subreddit and we sort by new. There it is. And let's see if we have any. What are your thoughts on lump sum versus dollar cost averaging? None. I don't. It's not a thing, basically, in Ramsey world. Let me just look that up to remind myself what that is. Oh, and also let's do this instead. Dave Ramsey. Because almost all the time, if Dave doesn't recommend it, if he says you don't need to worry about it, you don't need to worry about it. And this may be one of, take a look at it, but this may be one of the things that people worry about that is a waste of time, like inflation. Inflation's going to happen. You aren't going to do anything about it. You just take care of your stuff and do the best you can. There's no need to argue about the real inflation amount or hedges on inflation in a chat room because you can't do anything about it. So let's see. All right, here we go. Investment strategies. What do you know? Blah, blah, blah. There's that. Where is, let's say, dollar cost? Oh, here we go. Value investing. Coupon clipping bargain hunters of the investing world. They buy stocks that appear to be trading for less than what they, okay. And growth investing, active trading, dollar cost averaging. Sounds complicated, but really simple. It really just means you're making regular investments over time, no matter what's happening in the stock market. Okay, so that's what you buy on time, on schedule. You don't try to time the market. Is that what you mean? A lump sum? You keep saving money until there's a crash, until it goes down, and then put it in there. Thanks for dropping by, Mary. Appreciate it. So yeah, so I mean, you can make a lot of money doing that, but in the meantime, you're missing all the money from buying it every week on schedule. So you're better off with as much money as possible in the market as soon as possible. So you don't save up money and then put it in. That's not a Ramsey thing to do. People do that, which is why it's a word, and why you ask about it. But that's got into too much trouble. You don't try to time the stock market. You don't try to time the housing market, because we do not know what's going to happen. So you could be sitting on an amount of money for years and just making 0.5% or whatever in a money market account on it, when it could already be in the market making money. So as much money as possible, as soon as possible, instead of waiting for the Xbox to go on sale at the store. So, which is a bad analogy, because you should do that, but that won't happen for a while either. So, all right. Oh, this is a great one. SmartVestor Pro. How does SmartVestor Pro work, and how much does it cost? Now, most of them will charge you a percentage of what they make for you. And a bunch of them, way more than I'd like to hear about, refuse, even SmartVestors and SmartVestor Pros that have been vetted by Dave's team. Even some of those say, well, you don't have enough money for me to work with you yet. So come back when you have more money invested. And so they won't work with you from $1. And to me, the whole idea of a SmartVestor Pro would be that they do work with you from $1 investing, because they're supposed to guide you and teach you, heart of a teacher and all that. And so that's how it's supposed to work, but it doesn't. And so, and if a SmartVestor would say to me, come back when you have more money, do you think I'm going to build my portfolio up and then go back to that one? Got to be crazy. So that is how it works. Some of them charge like flat fees for stuff and so forth. They should all offer you a free meeting to start out with, free consultation, just like I do. Just like I think almost all Ramsey coaches do, free consultation. And so, but yeah, that's how it works. And like I There's been several people in the Ramsey Show chat that can't find one. They've looked through 4 or 5 of them and even met with some of them, but none of them will work with them because they don't have enough money yet. They are just starting investing. And so the solution is, if you have no idea and want to be safe, S&P 500 index fund. And you can do that until you feel like that's not enough for you and you want to diversify even more than that and do the categories Dave recommends. And then you can maybe go to a professional after that, and because then you'll have more money, so then maybe you'll feel better about paying them. The other option is to teach yourself about it. And that's what I did, because the same exact thing happened to me. I actually didn't even meet with anybody. I sent emails and left phone messages at 3 different SmartVestor Pros in my area, and none of them got back to me. Yep, thanks for dropping by, Jim Handler. Appreciate your support. Yeah, I will see you, of course. Thank you for wishing me luck on my channel. I appreciate it. I'm a bunch of the stuff I do on it, not necessarily this after show, but like playing video games and other stuff. I mean, I'm gonna watch Curse of Oak Island anyway. It doesn't take that much more time to do a recap of it. I'm gonna play video games anyway. It doesn't take that much more effort to stream it. So most of it's like stuff that I would do anyway, or stuff that I'm very interested in, and I'm researching for myself, so may as well share it. But yeah, so that's the deal on that. To just teach yourself how to do that, and just go by Dave's categories and compare mutual funds in those categories. Go with at least a 10-year track record. And this, if you look up videos on Dave's investment advice, he says all this stuff as well. You're looking for a 10-year track record. More is better. More track record is better, of course. And so you don't want like new funds. They got to have at least a 10-year track record. And then you just compare them. And what you should be looking for is to make at least probably more than the index fund. Because otherwise you can just get the index fund, right? Alrighty. This by Christopher Pittman, longtime lurker. First post here. I watched posts over the last month, and so I'm curious what you think I should do next. Help myself financially. Deets. Here's the deets, yo. Monthly income 3 to 5K. All right. 2,300 in savings account. 4K in investment account. 17K in the credit card debt. Should liquidate investments, and 13 in savings to pay down 30% of it. Yes, if that's not in a retirement account. If it's in a retirement account, just leave it. Just don't invest more. Or stop adding to both of those and focus on credit card payments. Snowball and finish the payments by my birthday in October. But yeah, I think I'm more Davish than full bore. Dave Ramsey thinking, since I do have such a wild swing in income sometimes. Wild swing in income, you budget for the least amount and you live on that, the least amount. And that's how you budget. And then if you make the 5K, all that 2,000 goes to debt. And that'll be gone very soon. And then you'll be, have that extra money to invest instead. But yeah, that's what you should do. They knew what to do. They're just trying to. And I bet some people. Let's look. Some people would be. Yeah, there you go. See exactly what I said. Based on 3K earnings, stop using credit card. Leave 1,000. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Not in a retirement account. Go ahead. Yep. Okay. So yeah, people have just said what I said so far. Cool. I do sometimes like to check myself on there. Let's see, 20-year-old male, 20 years old male. That's some like that's internet speak, where it that comes from a foreign translation to English, and then now the English speaking kids say that too. 20 years old male. Although this could be a non-United States or Britain resident. Outside voice 1516. 20-year-old male looking for what to do after college. It says in title, I'm 20 years old, near graduation, June 2022. Excellent. No debts, getting through college debt free. Cool, cool, cool. I have small savings of around £4,000. It is Britain, but that no, that's not pounds, is it? I don't know what that is. Let's see with the thing in it. I don't know what that is. Let's find out. This is America's favorite segment of the show, Steve Google stuff. Oh, is that Euro? Oh, okay, that's Euro. Okay, so somewhere over there. So, and maybe, I mean, more power to you if English is not your first language and saying I'm a 20 years old male, but if you were born in England or United States, you got no excuse for saying 20 years old male. All right. Which put me in baby step 3. Which have a emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. But as now, I don't have a job or expenses as I live with my family. Graduate and get a job. You could even start working before you graduate if you wanted to make some extra money. But then after that, I mean, I assume after you graduate, you're definitely getting a job. You don't necessarily have to move out right away. But if you have a college degree, you should be making enough money to live on your own and pay your bills and such. So you might want to think about moving out, but at 20, I mean, you can hang around there for a little while longer for free, and that way you have free room and board, so you can save up even more money. So but then it's once you have that emergency fund, however, I don't know where the savings is coming from. Is that just like birthday money or something like that? So it's just saving all that. So great, but you could once you finish off the emergency fund, no matter if it's before or after you graduate, you're still on finishing the emergency fund. And so once you do that, then it's time for investing, and that would be 15% of gross income. And I'm assuming not married, so no kids, so no baby step 5, and no mortgage, so no baby step 6. So that's all basically you have to do. You want to save up for a down payment if you want to buy a house sooner rather than later instead of renting. So yeah, that's it. So sounds like he knows what the plan is. Yeah, all right, we'll do one more since it has been an hour. Alrighty, so this is from Kiyo Fury. Baby step 2, pay off order. What would Dave do? Dave wouldn't split it up into his and hers. That's what Dave would do. Are there any situations in which Dave is okay to repaying other than smallest to largest? What's your thing? It's hard to write and might come out convoluted. All right. Married over 10 years. He is the fun one. Our household, I assume that's he. Or husband. Husband is the fun one, maybe. Our household's procurement department. That means he is the breadwinner, I guess. And she doesn't work. There's been a lot of financial infidelity, but we are also operating on just age and income because kids' developmental delays until fairly recently was too super tight before well doable. When we started FPU 2 years ago, the husband had multiple smaller credit cards, car loan, and a personal loan, and I still have multiple large student loans. He was enthusiastic about tackling those smallest to largest, his then mine. Yeah, that's not how it works. You're married, it's going to be a team, and then you would do both of them combined, and then smallest to largest. Once you get married, it doesn't matter whose name is on it. He picked up a weekend side hustle. It said that he'd do that anytime I wasn't working. He did it for a bit until I was offered more overtime. Paid off account after account, but he didn't seem particularly happy about it after the first couple. I expected my student loan repayments starting to fall, so I started setting money aside for that. Slow down in overtime. Work income break. I was expecting to need a car repayment soon. Student loan was extended. Okay. Salary now, so no more overtime. There are 2 credit cards and 1 personal loan left. Pulled back a bit to see if he would move on his own towards repaying, and say you don't just I'll just sit over here and see what you do. You discuss it, and if you're going to be a married couple, you can discuss it and you talk about it, and if one of you wants to do one thing and one of you wants to do another thing, you compromise. Then I discovered that it's 0 federal tax withheld all year. All right. Ran a preliminary tax return to estimate worst case, but maybe facing a substantial chunk of change for us. See him doing that. Yeah, all that is financial infidelity. If he's not talking to you about it. Yeah, that's absolutely. If someone's doing, if your spouse is doing money stuff without discussing it with you, and I'm not talking about like buying you a surprise gift. I'm not talking about that. And that should come out of fund money anyway, or budgeted otherwise. But if your spouse does not talk to you about what big money decisions like that, like I'm not going to have any tax withheld. And so not withholding that tax did allow him to pay off more debts. And so maybe he wasn't happy about it because he knew the tax man was coming. Government do take a bite, don't she? That's from a movie called Raising Arizona. Very funny. Nicolas Cage. I'm positive that he didn't do it on purpose, so I'm not angry about that. Unless he changed jobs, he did it on purpose. Because they don't automatically do that. So I became angry at his default proposal. Right, to take out a loan. Yeah, it's like some kind of reflexive learned helplessness. Yeah, said a few things. He said nothing but is furious. Yeah, he did the side hustle last weekend for 2 hours. I was off all weekend. Am I being unreasonable? D. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the letter means. There's enough to pay my estimate on taxes and the smallest card tomorrow. I can rebuild the fund. If I pay any of it, you got to talk to him instead of talking to this chat about it. You guys got to talk. Probably, let's see, divorce not on the table at this time, but it could be in a few years. You guys got to talk. Counseling. So, counseling. This right here, what's going on right here, is not a financial problem. There are financial problems around it, but it's not a financial problem. I just don't trust Age to help me with my student loans when his accounts are all paid off. Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't have been done like that in the first place, and part of it's your fault for not demanding that it not go that way. So, a little bit more of a here and there or something like that. And if you were going to follow the baby steps, it's smallest to largest of the household debts. You don't divide them into one spouse and the other spouse. So debated filing taxes separately this year. Physical medical gets you now because of all the stress. And he's been completely MIA on that. Yeah, you gotta have yeah. You're right. Not your debt. Or you're right. Yeah, there's the money problems are they just make it easier to see. A lot of times without the money problems you wouldn't see all the dysfunction going on. So yeah, this is definite marriage counseling, and I wish them luck, because that is rough. And I understand posting here is just venting, probably has no one else to talk about, and not being in counseling. This is the internet is a place to go. But yeah, what would Dave do? Wouldn't have done any of this from the beginning. Like day one of your marriage, you were doing it wrong already. So Yep, different marriage counseling. Alrighty, upcoming streams. Let's see, what's tonight? Friday. I might do a bonus old man video gaming, but those are normally they're set for Wednesday and Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and so I will do those every week until further notice. But I will also, if I have time, also play other games as well. This show Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, and that's right after the Ramsey Show on YouTube is over. The live event, the Building Wealth in 2022 Ramsey event, is on YouTube still to watch. That was from last night. And you can, there's a link on every single Ramsey channel, the highlights channel, the Ramsey Show full episodes channel, all the personalities channels. There should be a link to that on every single one of them if you want to check those out. But those aren't my streams, which I'm supposed to be talking about now. Wednesday is no set time. The Curse of Oak Island no cap recap posted, and Curse of Oak Island airs a new episode on History Channel on Tuesday nights, and I normally can't watch the episode until early Wednesday morning, and so at sometime Wednesday, that recap, the no cap recap, will get posted. And I've also been doing other no cap recaps on the Curse of Oak Island companion show called Curse of Oak Island Drilling Down, where that's more like a behind the scenes stuff. And also there's another show called Beyond Oak Island, in which the History Channel and the Lagina brothers, the ones that are doing the Oak Island work, they own most of that island, and they are from Traverse City, Michigan, the state up north. We've had a bunch of calls on the Ramsey Show. When I say we, I mean they have had a bunch of calls lately from Traverse City. What am I missing here? Oh, Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I alternate tech support and Ramsey Coach support. Ramsey Coach support is just what I did just a second ago. I go to the Reddit and I answer questions on there. And I do tech support the same way. I go to the tech support subreddit and answer questions about that, using my 20 plus years of being a PC repair tech. Alrighty, and if my daughter Bella ever wants to play a video game, that'll preempt any of the other ones, except the after show and Oak Island recaps. The after show is too early for her to play anyway at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and the Curse of Oak Island recaps is a pre-recorded. That is not live, although I may do an extra live recap of that maybe a week from tomorrow, a week from Saturday. I'm thinking about doing one and like recapping the season so far and doing it live, and that way you can get some back and forth with some other history nerds. That would be fun for me. All right, and my plugs. Time for plugs. Schedule free financial coach consultation assessment will take you to calendly.com/CoachDMoney. The link's in the top of the chat. It's on my YouTube page banner. And just click on that, and then you click the date you would like the appointment, and then you would click the time and confirm, and then I'll ask for your email address and such, and then it will let me know, and then I will email you back and let you know what info I need ahead of time to give you an accurate assessment. That P right there is the PayPal link, which is right down there. PayPal.me/Coach Steve Money, and that way you can donate if you like what I'm doing here and want to support me. Instagram is that globe right there, and that is Coach Steve Money, no spaces. Also, you can email me about anything at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. And let's see if we got another. We did. It was at 3:22, so I got another subscriber during the show. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, cool. So that's great. Excellent. Almost a third of the way to 1,000, and that is the magic one. Because not only can you get money for, I mean, it's not going to be a lot, and I'll talk about that amount in a future show. But it's not going to be a lot. But I could also get super chats, which also isn't as good as a PayPal donation or like a Patreon or something like that, because YouTube takes I think a third of the money or something like that. Something crazy. Anyway, I'm doing it now. I'm not getting paid anything. So, lost my train of thought. All right. That means it's time to go, probably. All right. I definitely need to get something to drink. Woo! Some Diet Coke or some Coke Zero Sugar. All right. So make smart financial decisions every day.